Men with big dicks and the women.
Look at all the men that there was a dude that just walked by. Hold on. He didn't do shit. He was like, nah, I'm just doing my own thing. There's a woman, white woman right there, black guy right there. There's a white guy in the background. Ain't nobody doing shit.
Big dicks in the women's locker room.
Side note, have you had a Celsius? I see this shit all the time. I've never had a Celsius.
Yeah, I had, but they ain't sponsoring us. I ain't about to hype them up.
Hey, for real. Sorry, strike that.
And that's why I'm getting kicked out.
Oh,
and I want to make sure. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And with big dicks in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck?
Look at that. Look, all these men, all these women, and again, whenever that whistle is blown about a black woman being disrespected, everyone comes a running. But when it's a trans man or an LGBT situation, rainbow situation, you can't find them. You can't find them anywhere. None of these people want to hey, have the conversation. Is it okay that a trans man is in a women's locker room? It's a yes or a no. But a lot of times, these people don't want to have this conversation. They want to tap dance, which is funny because the black community is in bed with the Democrats, and the Democrats, look, I don't care what you support or who you want to, defend. But at the end of the day, you don't believe, most fathers do not believe it's appropriate to have a grown man in a locker room full of women or girls, because at Gold's Gym, I think you got to be 18 or something, but sometimes they let little girls with their parents in there or with their moms or whatever. So there's a chance that they could be in there. I definitely know teenager girls will be in there, because at the men's locker room there's teenage boys there. So you're running into that situation where you have a trans man just showing up and just saying he's a woman because he feels like it or whatever. This guy ain't had no surgery, and that's been proven because he had a interview that he hadn't had a surgery or whatever, but apparently that makes a difference. But at the end of the day, she's right. There's a man in the locker room, and he needs to be pointed out in the women's locker room.
So I was inclined to agree with you at first, TR, about the men just standing around and not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a change of heart, and I'll tell you why. The first question I would have asked that lady while she was going off, because this is California, right?
Yeah.
So let's start there. So the first thing I would have said to her while she's trying to rally up the troops is, who'd you vote for?
I get that. I get all that. This is the voting has consequences. This is what they push for. And like I said, she's lesbian, so she probably, rocks with the Democrats, but she's finding out these Democrats don't care about y'all.
TR, I'm not trying to hear that no more. She knows exactly what she was voting for, and she knows exactly what she was going to get.
Yeah, I get it.
So my question to her would have been, why did you vote for Gavin Newsom? Why did you vote for Kamala Harris? Why did you vote for any of those people? Because they were actually, Gavin Newsom is kind of changing his position on stuff like
this. He's changing, man.
He's trying to show that he's in the middle, but he's not. We know it's a chameleon move.
He's trying to change his past like a chick in college who got thought it out.
At some point, as men, at what point do we say, you wanted this, you voted for this, now you got to deal with it?
Hey,
what's the difference between that and actually providing protection?
Hey, MC, I get it. You're right. A lot of men have to decide that. But what I'm saying right now, what these men are doing Jasmine Crockett, say something about Jasmine Crockett online. Watch what happens. They come for you. Say something about Michelle Obama, who's been disrespecting, in my opinion, disrespecting her husband. And it's not like Brock has made it easy, but it is what it is. Say something about any of the, the black queens of the black community that are multimillionaires who are just regular people. Say something about them. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. The whole voting thing, and at some cases, I think there are some situations that men shouldn't be getting involved with because this is not a violent situation. But I have yet to see any pro-black, any other black men come to the rescue to this black woman because she checks the boxes. So I don't know why men are not showing up. Not to mention with the white liberals, they love this situation. Where are they at? So I got smoke for everybody because these people, they put it on Facebook, they put it on social media about how black women this, black women that. Well, I'm bringing it up right now. It's in full display. We get called all types of racial slurs on this platform. But when it comes to like telling you motherfuckers, like, what do y'all really do? This is what they really do. They don't do anything. They don't care.
Yeah. It's just funny because the main person in politics who speaks, the main woman in politics who speaks out against stuff like this is Nancy Mace. So she's probably the most passionate about advocating for women, being separated from men in regards to sports in the restroom. But they don't want to align with stuff like that. And this is why I keep saying like political boxes are stupid, man, because you literally are voting for things that are violating what you consider your safety. You don't want to do it in there swinging this meat in the women's restroom. I get it. I absolutely get it. Nor would I want my daughter or my wife to be around something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, you asked for this. How sorry should I feel for you when you asked for this?
Well, and that's the other issue too, is that even though they probably didn't think it would turn out like this, they can't even turn it off. And so those blue states, good luck. I'd never move to a blue state. There was a conversation about me moving I'd move probably near a blue state, but I cannot live directly in a blue state. I just can't do it. I could commute to it, but I just can't. They got to change a lot of things because this stuff, and we're gonna there's another video related to this. This is the same woman, and she teased off. I forget. I don't know if Scott this is either Wiener or Weiner. I don't know if he's a councilman or if he's a some type of senator or something. But this is a funny interaction that just goes left real quick.
Of domestic violence. I'm deeply concerned about women's safety in female-only spaces. What would you say to women who are seeking assurance that their safety will be protected from men who, by California law, can self-ID as women in women-only spaces, sir? Please tell me.
He's a state senator.
Yeah. So we want, everyone to be safe, and we also know that we have trans people, both men and women, who are men and women, and so we.
See, I don't know if you can see her face, but she know there's some bullshit, MC.
He literally hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, hey, you want to know what he said? This is what he said. Hold on, let me get this.
This is a stall tactic, TR, and a lot of politicians do this. When they don't want to answer the question, they'll repeat it, but in a different way to extend it out, to give them time to think of a response. She's got him on his heels and he don't know how to respond.
Yeah, this is what he's really doing too.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man.
That's exactly what they all fucking do. And I'm not saying Republicans don't do this shit. God, come on. We know they do this shit, but he is talking to a black lesbian woman. And again, I've been told those are all protected classes. And this dude is just shuffling. He's not even like really concerned about that. He's just slouching back, just saying like, hey, got my Argyle socks or whatever. And trans and men and women, blah, blah, blah. Like no one's, that's not even the debate. And there should be more people. Look, these are all white liberals. Okay. I don't see any other black faces in here, all white liberals. This is the party you motherfuckers get in bed with. This is the party that tells you it's okay for men to be in women's restrooms or women's sports. If you're okay with that, I need y'all to start putting out on y'all Facebooks, all your social media accounts, so we know where you guys stand at. That's all I need. And then for these, and California, Gold's Gym, hey, you want to do business in there and you guys then lobby to stop this law? Like these businesses aren't off the hook either. They just stood by and was like, yeah, this law's fine. It's okay with us. Instead of like getting a couple, you're going to get backlash, but here's the thing. They should have definitely pushed back on this law because they know it's going to create some issues. I'm surprised it hasn't created as many issues, but this is one too many issues.
Yeah, and another thing that people don't talk about with this, TR, and I'm just going to tell you this because I talk about this with the group of young men that I mentor. The detransition movement. Pay attention to them, especially in these podcast spaces, because what they're doing is they're bringing light to this subject. A lot of them were forced into this lifestyle by their parents as
Yeah.
a status symbol. A lot of celebrities do this. They don't talk about the long-term effects of all these hormone blockers and these extra hormones, how it deals with their mental health. And there's a high percentage of them that regret doing it. A
Yeah.
lot of them, if you listen to some of these detransition podcasts, a lot of them have constantly said, why in the hell did my parents allow me to do this? What
Yeah.
were they thinking?
They
And
weren't.
this is the stuff we don't talk about.
And a lot of times these parents are taking on the identity of their kids.
Yep.
You know, shout out to Marlon Wayans. Like this has never been about you.
Hey, shots fired.
Yeah, no, for real. Marlon Wayans, as soon as his kid made it public that he was LGBT, Marlon Wayans took his identity and started profiting off of it. That's what I don't understand is like some of these parents, they're not protecting their kids, they're profiting off of their kids, or they're trying to get into certain circles, or they're trying to get to certain events because they know it's going to open up more doors for themselves, not for their kids. You saw, I mean, I don't know if you remember this this entertainer, JoJo Sweet, I think that's her name. She was from
Yes,
she's from
JoJo
Iowa.
Siwa.
Siwa, yeah, whatever. I mean, according to her, she said she was kind of pushed into that lifestyle. She may have been curious or whatever the case is, but the people around her, including her parents, they all pushed her into that. Now she's with a dude. Like, and she was like, yeah, I'm happy now. Like, I didn't want to be like this or anything.
Right.
So if you're a trans women or
So
women,
TR, you mentioned real quick before you play it. Pause it real quick. You mentioned celebrities profiting off of forcing that lifestyle on their kids. I think a better example is that article I just posted. A certain NBA player started a nail polish line
Oh shit.
shortly after announcing that his child was quote unquote born the wrong
Dude,
gender.
I forgot about
you know which NBA player we're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot about him. But you men that are worried about women, women that are trying to who say you can't pay for dinners or whatever. How come you guys don't got smoke for Dwayne Wade? Like, how come you don't got smoke for Gabrielle Union? They never have smoke for any of these people. But let's get up here and start talking about relationships and everything. Yo, that's not true. That's not. You can't be talking about women like that. Fuck off.
Yep.
They don't ever have smoke for those people, but they got smoke for us. Got it.
Things with the bills you passed with the housing. I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up. And I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted in locker rooms. I'm a lesbian Black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic, and I do respect a lot of the things you've done. But I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed.
See, that's her problem because these are Trojan horses. They say they do these things, and you know what it is. She's saying that, hey, I respect some of the bills you've done, and I bet you some of those bills were she thought they were to her advantage, to her benefit, to her community, and they're not. They're just Trojan horses. They do these bills or they create these laws to say like, hey, this is to protect everybody, and they really don't protect everybody. They protect certain classes of people, and you don't find out till it's too late after everyone's been telling you that it's been you're on the wrong side of history, that these people don't have your best interest. They just use Black people to push the vote. White liberals try to be your friend so they can check their boxes.
Well, they're trying to replace our votes now with the border crossing.
Yeah, exactly.
That are dangerous for women and young children. And I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field, and I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're gonna go in the publicity spot. I wanna support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we wanna know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, trans women are different things. Women, listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted.
Look, they trying to silence her already.
No, they're not.
Hey, you know what I just heard? That's what you know what she should have fucking told him?
Shut your bitch ass up.
That's what she should have told him.
Does this lady not understand where she is?
She don't
Like,
give a fuck where she is. That's
you
the thing.
cannot. Uh,
MC,
look,
no, she's telling the truth. She didn't say no lies. You know what's funny?
she
Everybody
is
was like,
telling the truth, but all of that is negated by the fact that you are in California, one of the most socially liberal states in this country.
hey, I get it.
What did you expect?
I get it. I understand it. All I'm saying is she was having a conversation. Everybody was like quiet, like, hey, that's a very good point. As soon
This
as
is the same state. This is the same state that passed legislation that if a child wants to transition to a different gender and they declare it at school, they don't have to tell the parents. What did you expect
MC,
from your government in this state?
I get all that. What I'm saying is all the fucking leaders, all these men in here, all these simp ass, limp wristed, vegan ass men, they all sat through all this. They all voted for it, including her. She ain't getting. She's not. I mean, she's not above the smoke. All I'm saying is they were having a good conversation, and then these motherfuckers started to crash out as soon as she said trans women are not women. She just right on cue. And then some of these motherfuckers want to be like, hey, you know, you can't be saying that, blah, blah, blah. And the point is that this is who the pro-blacks are in bed with. And this is what a lot of Black Americans are in bed with. Because I don't see any other Black people in there. And then again, where are the simp enforcers? Where are they? That was a dude that was talking in the background. I don't see other men telling, hey, shut your bitch ass up. I don't see anybody in there talking, telling that dude, checking that dude. But had it been the other way around, hey, might have been a different conversation.
Yeah, and he still hasn't answered this question, by the way.
Yeah.
They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed a reconstructive surgery.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing too. So she just said it. That dude has like a DV charge, and yeah, according to her, he broke her jaw. Like, again, are these your heroes? Like, people want to elevate the trans community like they can't do any wrong, and we know that's not the case. They've they can do things just like everybody else. The problem is that y'all don't want to call them on their bullshit. Not the Democrats, not the liberals, not the progressives. You make us be the bad guys where we have to like say, this ain't right. You would never let this happen to your mom. You never have let this happen to your sister. And it's so crazy because in the Black community, Black culture, we try to protect. I mean, there's a level of protection that goes beyond any other culture when it comes to our women. But when it comes to stuff like this, hey, hands off. No need to talk about it.
And here's how it's going to get worse, TR. So when it comes to men protecting themselves, we assess men and women differently. When it comes to confrontations, we tend to give women a little bit more grace than we do other men. But when you have a man who's walking around saying that they're a woman and they're expecting those same types of graces when they're being a threat to you, that doesn't work because it just doesn't. I see a man who is a threat to me and I have to deal with that accordingly.
Yeah. Well, I hope it sounds like she's going down the path with Jillian Michaels went down. And I hope she can turn this into something productive and bring it to light, because there needs to be a serious conversation about this. And I know for the most part, it's, not as prominent, but it's still there. People are still crashing out over stuff like this and trying to tell you and calling you a bigot or a racist just because you don't agree with their ideologies or their beliefs. And that's nothing can be further from the truth.
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm Black. So if there's another Black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room.
Let's let him answer the question.
I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo.
No, just let's.
Now I'm done. And by the way, I respect what you have done. I just want to let you know that.
She's being way. She's being. Oh, fuck! What the fuck are you going to do?
I'm done.
Hold on.
Thank you.
She could outlift this dude. I'm just gonna put that out there. And then
she's definitely in better shape.
I mean, look. I mean, I think there was no question that what team she played on. But yeah, most of these motherfuckers, they were worried that she was going to crash out on that. Well, she kind of did crash out, but they were worried that there'd be some fisticuffs because for some of these motherfuckers, they ain't never been in a fight and they don't know how to fight. Like this is that's a whole nother conversation, but I think we're done with that clip too.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these people, the community, they only rally around you if it's, you know, if it's a any man coming for a black woman outside of, I mean, unless it's a black liberal woman outside of, I mean, after that, I mean, I don't know where the woke order is because the LGBT order and then, you know, being trans or being lesbian, I don't know how many infinity stones you got because woke infinity stones because she got 3 of them. I guess the trans guy, I guess he has 1 because he was a white guy. So he has 1 woke infinity stone, but yeah, see, and the conversation, and the crazy thing is nobody's having this conversation. We're having this conversation. I've seen a few conservative podcasts have this conversation, but it's like, why do we have to have the conversation? Why aren't y'all guys talking about it? You get mad at Stephen A. Smith for saying something about Jasmine or Michelle, but y'all don't want to have this conversation. She's telling you women are being harassed, but you know, whatever. I don't know anything.
You know, that clip, TR, basically summarized the Democratic Party right now. They're
Yeah.
eating each other up. Like there's so many splits and divisions. You got your socialists, you got your progressives, you got the LGs that are starting to, the LGs and the Bs are starting to have a little bit of smoke for the T's. Like Dave Chappelle said, y'all have completely made the black heterosexual men irrelevant. Y'all don't care what we think. So we've been out for a while. Though some of y'all goofy ninjas is still all in on a party that does not value your opinion in any way.
Facts.
But again, this is they kicked out all the sensible Democrats, and I think they're about to do the same thing to Fetterman, who seems to be the only Dem who wants to reach across the aisle to get stuff done.
Yeah.
But they're eating each other alive, and this clip is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, facts. I'm sure we'll get a lot of people agreeing with us on that one. So, all right.